Do these 3 things before your next sales presentation. Hello, my name is Rob Spence, the Managing Director of Paragon Sales Solutions. I'm a sales trainer, sales coach, sales author, and overall sales and marketing geek. In this week's sales snippet, I want to talk to you about the need to prepare. I get asked a lot about sort of what my tips what we should do before a sales meeting or a sales presentation, and the biggest thing is to prepare. And it's a current thing a constant thing I should say, that I hear a lot of sales professionals, business owners who just go out there to wing it. You know, they're so well experienced, I don't need to prepare anymore, I just turn up, it's all I need to do. They'll buy the product no matter what. The product, my service is so good, they'll buy, I don't need to prepare. But they're wrong, unfortunately. We should all be preparing for sales meetings or sales presentations, and there's 3 things that we should prepare for, so to speak. Number 1, we should prepare for the meeting with our prospect, that individual. We should take the time to learn everything we can about them, their business, what's going on with their world, and go through all their notes that we've already gathered from calling them, emailing, so on and so forth. The reason we want to do this is, of course, when we're in the sales presentation, we want to be asking lots of questions anyway, so that we know exactly what we need to eventually present or to pitch. However, we must also take the time to do that background work beforehand, so that we're already that one step ahead. There's so much useful information available out there now on social media, websites. Look on LinkedIn, you can know where the CEO you're presenting to has worked with before, and if you've got any mutual connections, or about the recent awards they've just been nominated for, or about their recent warehouse move, which could be why they're calling you in to look at their telephone system, or for argument's sake, who knows. But if you can just take the 15 to 20 minutes to learn more about your prospect before you even step into that door, you're going to be a step ahead. And I bet my bottom dollar that you're not the only salesperson that guy is going to meet. And if that's the case, you need to go above and beyond. And preparing for that is one way to do that. The second thing you need to prepare for is any questions about you, your product, your service, and your business. Once again, I meet with so many salespeople or business owners who still don't necessarily know some of the questions about their product or what it is they're selling. And it's worrying, and listen, we all do it. There are always questions that we can't think of until we're there with our prospect. But you need to know everything about stock levels, stock ordering times. You need to know everything about delivery times, finance options. If your prospect that has researched loves to keep their emissions down and they're really responsible about their waste, make sure you know if your product is recyclable or has recyclable parts or is sustainably produced. All these things. Know as many facts and figures as you can about your business and your product or your service as possible. Hell, if your prospect wants to know in what year your call centre was opened, make sure you know that. Because the last thing you want to be doing is going, I'll have to come back to you about that one. I need to find out. Or, yeah, it's a good question actually. I get asked that a lot. I should probably know that. Yeah, you probably should. Research it, and so that when you're in that meeting, the conversation can flow. You've got as many answers to as many questions as possible. It will hold the whole negotiation or sales presentation together and make you look like an expert. Thirdly, prepare for the meeting itself. And by this, I mean take the time to look on a map, know where the venue is or where the office is, know where you're going to park your car. If you're getting the train in, know all the train times, where the train station is and how you're going to get from the train station to their point of work. And always think of a plan B. It sounds so quizzical and so common sense, but we often overlook it. And once again, the last thing you want to be doing is calling in going, hey, Mrs. Jones, I had a meeting with Peter later on this morning, but unfortunately I'm just running a bit behind. And that's because you didn't realise where the car parking was, or you thought you'd leave it to the last minute. Once again, the night before, Just take that 5 minutes and just look at some routes, look at plan Bs, look at plan Cs. Discover where you need to be, where you need to go, and at what time. All these things don't necessarily have to take a large amount of time. You could probably do those things, apart from the information on your products or your services, sort of like half an hour the night before of the meeting, or even on the morning of the meeting, maybe, if you really push for time. It takes half an hour. Hell, and I'm sorry for being crude, but if you got, do it on the toilet with your phone, which sounds horrible and disgusting and crude, I guess, but that's time that you could be used planning, researching and plotting for your next sales presentation. So am I wrong or am I right? Drop me an email. The email address is below, rob@paragonsalesolutions.co.uk. As always, I really can't thank you enough for watching these videos. Please do send them as far and as wide as possible. Tag in people that need to see it, share them, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our social media platforms. It really helps the business and helps I as well. So thank you so much for watching, and until next week, all the best.